Corey, 46 games done. You want to be involved with how good is it for the lads that we've done that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, 46 games can feel like a long time, but it's flew for us. I think we've obviously done really well, and the league position speaks for itself. So we've got an opportunity now with hopefully two at least, but maybe three to go and really do something special. So yeah, it's good.
It was interesting to hear that the lads at the start of the season, when they were talking to the psychologist who came up to Largs, actually said, we can do something here. Was that a genuine belief at that time?
Yeah, I think so. I think it wasn't. Obviously everyone loves to dream, and at the start of the season, I'm pretty sure no lads were going to sit there and put 18 on the sheet. But yeah, we were optimistic. We believed we could do it. We believed in the group that we had, and we felt like if we had a strong pre-season and hit the ground running early doors, which I think we did, that would be put us in good stead for the rest of the season. So yeah, we've just continued that on, and yeah, it's been a good season for us so far.
Sometimes you just feel that a dressing room is right. It feels like that here, looking from the outside in. Is that what it's like for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, you spend a lot of time around each other, and more so than you probably do sometimes with your family. And lads are breaking off in car schools, so you've got a good connection and bond with the lads here. It's a great group. Do you know what I mean? There's no bad eggs as such in the dressing room. Everyone's striving and pulling towards the right direction. So yeah, it definitely feels like a strong group, and mentally we're in a good place going into the weekend. So yeah.
And importantly, it doesn't like there's been any sulking at all from anybody. It's either everybody together or let's just get on with it and do what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it's important, within a dressing room because, if you have one or two or maybe more sometimes that are sulking or are down about, and listen, everyone's disappointed not to play and stuff like that. They're the frustrations that come with football. But yeah, I feel like everyone this year's just cracked on. Everyone within the group's known their role, whether that be supporting the lads from the stands or whether that's being on the bench, coming on, not coming on, starting the game from the start. So yeah, it's been, as a collective, it's been a real big push towards where we want to be.
It's been some really enjoyable football to watch. It must have been enjoyable to be involved in as well, Corey.
Yeah, definitely. There's been games this year that you look back and you're like, yeah, what a whirlwind of a game that was. But yeah, no, it's been good. Yeah, the games have been enjoyable. I think away from home, we've been very good as well, and we've obviously made this a tough place to come. But yeah, we've just got to continue that on. The good football and stuff's got to continue into the games we've got coming up because as well as the 46 are done, we've still got the big ones to play. So yeah, everyone's looking forward to it.
And if we've had slaps in the face, if we've had blips, we've recovered, we've got on with it, and that's why we are where we are.
Yeah, I mean they happen in the course of a season. You're not going to go plain sailing all the way through, and I think we have been quite good at that in terms of bouncing back, and whether that be a defeat or a poor performance, I think we have done quite well in putting that right the week later. So yeah, hopefully we go into the weekend full of confidence and we're ready to go.
Massive game, isn't it? A massive crowd. They've sold 19,000. We've sold 2.5. It's going to be a real game to look forward to.
Yeah, they're the games you want to play in. As a kid growing up, I think everyone in there would say the same thing. Games with no pressure are just games of football. Do you know what I mean? And the games, whether that the pressure be whether it's the magnitude of the game, with it being on TV, whatever pressure it is, it's still pressure, and we know that as a group. We're not naive enough to think that it's not a big pressure game, but they're the ones you want to be involved in. So I feel like everyone in there is just raring to go, really.
Everybody deals with it differently, Corey. How do you deal with the nerves? Because there's bound to be. You're only human.
Yeah, I think mine's more of an anxiousness about the result. I think you just want everything to go according to plan, and I mean life's not like that, and football's certainly not like that. So there's no guarantees, but yeah, we're obviously ready to go into the game in full spirit, and we're really ready to. In terms of me, nerves wise, there'll be a few probably. I mean, I've never played in a playoff semi final before, so I don't know. Come 6 o'clock Sunday night, I might be a little bit different, but I just try and stay relaxed and calm, and try and visualize and think about how I'm going to affect the team, and yeah, that's how I prepare really.
Do you at this point visualise the prize if your two games go properly, or do you really genuinely have to put that out your head?
I mean, I'd be lying if I thought I hadn't thought about it. Do you know what I mean? It's hard not to really, not a noise from the outside. People talk about it. I was only with my family yesterday and all they spoke about was Wembley. It wasn't even Bradford away. So it was like, we've got to win the games first, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it, but I don't think you can get too carried away or too far ahead of yourself because, listen, we've got two legs and Bradford are a good team. We've played them twice this year already, so we know kind of what they're about. So, listen, we've just got to go out there and give it our best shot and give it a go. I mean, we're prepared now. We're in a good state physically, mentally. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And yourself, the form that you're going into this game, and you must be so pleased with the way that you've done it through this run of games.
Yeah, I am. Always a little bit critical of myself after games and stuff like that. Things I can do better, things that I can work on. But on a collective and a whole, I think I've done reasonably well, and I'm happy with where I'm at. So I've just got to really try to continue that on now for the next couple of games.
And really played your part in the significant number of clean sheets that we've amassed as a team through the course of this very good season.
Yeah, it's important. People say all the time, if you're not going to win the game, then definitely don't lose it. And it's a big step towards not losing it if you keep the ball out the back of your net. So, yeah, in terms of clean sheets, we've done really well this year. That's as a collective. That's not just talking from a defensive unit or a goalkeeper. Because Tommy's obviously played his part as the defenders have, but it's a real collective and all trying to, really strive to not be beaten. And I think we've done that well, and it's obviously led us to where we are now. We're part and parcel of it. So, yeah, it's been very good and positive.
And whenever we talk to the manager about you, Corey, he uses the same term, professional, because we can see it, the focus, and you've had to have that at times through this season, probably dealing with frustration as well. Where does that come from?
I don't really know. I feel it's maybe just staying on a level, like just, in that happy medium kind of thing, not necessarily happy to not be playing, because that'll never be me as a person. If I'm not playing, I'm frustrated. Of course, I'm a human being, but there's a bigger picture to my frustrations. Do you know what I mean? It's a club, it's a collective, it's a whole. So, yeah, there's times through a season, as other lads in there will be having at the minute, that you're not playing, you're not happy. But I think it's just trying to, then if I'm not playing, how can I affect it? How can I stay on top of my routine day to day, and how can I affect other people? So, yeah, that's kind of like how I tend to go about my work.
You've revealed something about January, that you could have moved on. You decided yourself, right, you know what, I want to stay here, I want to do it. Where does that resolve come from, and that determination?
Do you know what? It was a difficult decision. But in the end, I come to a decision that I've been at the club best part of 18 months at that point, and the club was in a good place when the offer come in. And listen, football changes so quick. You know yourself that you can be at one place 1 minute and then you're completely gone. And I just felt like I owed it to myself to stay about. The club was in a great place, and last year it wasn't, and I was a part of that as well. So it'd have been wrong for me to kind of give it up in Jan. So, regardless, I know there's things out there of financial rewards was better than, it didn't make any difference to me. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be part of a playoff chasing team, automatic chasing team. So yeah, that was where my decision was at, and I decided to stay, and thankfully I'm happy that I did.
And the other thing he said is the amount of trust that he has in you. Did that swing it? Did that play on your mind? That he knows he can rely on me whenever he's going to call on me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've worked with the gaffer since last February when he come in, so me going into a new team in January would have been completely brand new. Would have had to get used to a different style of play quite quickly, because the game, it's not like the summer where you get a pre-season, but the gaffer, does trust me. I'd like to think that he relies on me when I'm called upon. So yeah, it's part and parcel of your thinking. Of course, it is. I was in quite a settled stage at that point, and I'd spoke to various people about my decision, and they said, listen, whatever feels right's right. If there's a 1% of you that doesn't want to do it, then don't do it, because if you're not 100% all in, you could end up going there and you're not giving 100% to that cause. So I thought, yeah, I'm not 100% all into leaving the club, so I'm just going to stay put.
And the reward is that you've got the run of games and you're showing everybody yet again what you're all about.
Yeah, thankfully, yeah. It was obviously I had to wait my time, but I've got it at a crucial part of the season, and yeah, so it's been good for me to come into the team. When I wasn't in the team, again, frustration, anger, stuff like that. But again, you just got to stay on top of it, because your chance can come at any point, and if you've not done the small little details whilst you're not playing, when you do play, it can catch up to you. So it's important that you do try and stay on top of that. But yeah, happy to be back part of it and involved, yeah.
4 minutes to 7 on Sunday night, and the bell goes, and it's out into the tunnel, and looking and hearing all of that noise that there's going to be. What do you do? What's your final bit of that process before you get out on the pitch?
It's hard to say, because every game's different. I feel like some games you're in the tunnel and your legs feel brand new, and it's it's a different kind of feel. Sometimes you're a little bit leggy and you're like, right, how do I find a way to get myself motivated and get my legs going here? Everything's different, but I think come Sunday, the noise and stuff, if that doesn't motivate you, then I don't really know what will. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to play in front of 20 plus thousand people, 2,000 of our fans, whatever there is, over 2,000, I believe. So yeah, I think, like, come that point, I think everybody will be just ready to go out there and put a performance on. So yeah, I can't wait.
And just finally, we've mentioned it, the 46 games have got us here. We're here now. We just want to see it through, don't we? We don't want to be the, unlucky. We want to see it through.
No, most definitely. You don't want to be that team that nearly done it. Known as the nearly men. Do you know what I mean? No, they nearly got over the line. We don't want to be that. We're in it. We're here for a reason, and we believe over 2 games that we can. We can come out on top and get a trip to Wembley, which everybody at the football club wants. The supporters, the players, the staff, everybody's families. So yeah, we've just got to go out and give a good account of ourselves Sunday. We know that there's 2 legs and there's still all to play for even after Sunday night. So the first task in hand Sunday, so we've just got to make sure we do it properly.
Absolutely fantastic, thank you.